Good evening, friends, and welcome back. Normally, we do this webinar on every Tuesday, but today I'm doing on Friday, and I'm not doing future tenses because I was attending one conference from Monday to Wednesday. Very interesting conference. India's Who's Who in India Inc. I'm talking about. Who's Who was making presentation and talking about how do they see the growth going ahead. And it was very interesting. So, that's why I could not come in front of you on Tuesday. But today I'm in front of you and we'll take up as many questions as possible and we will discuss. So today's topic again, it's a Q&A with Sunil Damania and not future trend series. But before I begin my webinar, just a small disclaimer. And the disclaimer is that this webinar is only for an education purpose. Please consult your financial advisor before buying or selling any stock. Investment in securities market are subject to market risk, and past performance is no indicator of future returns. Now, if you look at this market, I think we are having a Teflon moment. Why am I saying Teflon moment? There is a reason I am saying so. You look at, there are negative news in the market. Whether it's on a global front, whether it's on a local front. Nothing seems to be sticking the market. Nothing seems to be spoiling the market sentiment. Globally also, and India also. Just give an example. If you are living in UK or USA, and many of our customers do, they would have noticed that mortgage rates, which were started going down, has started going up. Is this the good sign? Definitely not for the equity market. But that's the fact. In fact, in US, I believe the mortgage rates have gone to as high as 7% now. Something similar happened in UK. In the beginning of 2024, total rate cut from the Fed were expected to be 6. How much 6? Which has come down to now 4. Just in 1.5 months, what was looking like 6 rate cuts has come down to 4. No impact. Market को कुछ पड़ी नहीं कितना रेट का होगा, कम होगा कोई बात नहीं. Look at freight cost. It has gone up substantially. Am I right? We were somewhere about 1,000, which has gone to 2,166. Container freight cost. No impact. Almost double, more than double. And some of the places, the routes have become little longer. Somewhere because of the El Nino impact, the water level is low, and hence it's difficult to pass through this one. Rates impact. But somewhere market, I don't know why market is ignoring that. That's why I think it's a Teflon moments. कोई negative news चिपकती नहीं है, टिकती नहीं है market के ऊपर. And then you look at NVIDIA yesterday, what happened to that? In single day, its increase in the market cap is equivalent to the Reliance Industries. So there is something, I'm not able to explain it. Let me be very honest with you. I do not know what is driving this euphoria in the market. Why market is not reacting to negative, even if it reacts, maximum for a day. And sometimes it maximum for a few hours, not beyond that. How long it continues, and I'm talking globally right now, don't forget about India, because that will also have an impact on this. There is something called melt up word. I don't know whether you heard about that word called melt up. Goes up substantially high. And when melt up happens, normally it followed by the melt down. When it happens, how it happens, I don't know. I have no clue about it. But it does give me indication that you have to be extremely cautious. Now you may find me boring for me to say this again and again, but we will, even though it's a boring, it's very, very critical. Why it is very, very critical? Because many investors have lost good amount of money in this market. I'm talking Indian investors. Yesterday someone came to our office. You know, this gentleman lost 20 lakhs. By doing what? Trading. And there are many cases like this. I read one article that one youngster borrowed money and invested and did suicide. कुछ दिन पहले ही पेपर में आया. There are many distress messages I'm getting. I want everyone to be extremely cautious. Don't get carried away. कि market में तेजी है. Let me borrow money, put money in the market. Let me become करोड़पति in no time. मत करो गलती. The market, especially in the mid and small cap, is looking frothy. And those who are PMS customer, they know how we are moving away from small cap to the large cap. And yesterday when I made presentation, I showcased you what we were there in small cap and how much has moved to the large cap. Reason is purely simple, that protection of capital in this time is very, very critical. Otherwise 2023 में जो पैसा बना है ना आपका, उससे ज़्यादा 2024 में जा सकता है if you don't act in a smarter manner. I don't want you to do that. So remain very, very cautious. Sometimes, you know, if you don't make money for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it's fine. Because we are playing a long inning. But अपनी wicket मत घुमाना. You know, it's like, you know, we are playing on a cricket, again, analogy. If you are playing on a tough pitch, stick on the wicket. Wicket, don't lose the wicket. Even if you don't make runs, it's fine. But remain calm and composed. Don't get too much greedy, because you could, and see the data, we are slave of data, okay? What data suggests we, and data eventually will reflect in the market. One more data points I would like to give all of you is that if you look at the India's market cap to GDP, which I did present a couple of weeks before, highly expensive. 130 times market cap to 130% of market cap to GDP is significantly high. Of course, I do understand India should command rich premium, but not so much. And that's where things are becoming little. Now there is a two school of thoughts. One school of thought believes that the market may not go down till elections are over. Another school of thought says that market can correct at any time. Logically, if you look at the incumbent government wouldn't like market, I'm talking Indian market now. Incumbent government would not like to go and face the waters with the bad sentiment. So they can come with some kind of a policy action or policy reforms which will keep market at the elevated level. Another school of thought says that once the what we call the election dates are announced, then no even if government can't make any announcement, and that is so, then government will have limited what we call role to play to lift the market sentiment, and hence market can correct before election. I have no clue what will happen, when would happen, but I do have a clue that market can correct, especially in a small cap, especially in a mid cap. We are not saying you get out of the equity market. We are not saying that. What we are saying is that if possible, try to move out of small cap and move to large cap. We are saying do not increase exposure to the equity market. Increase, I want to use the word increase. Why? If you're already in an equity market, I'm saying not asking you to get out of the equity market. Where maybe you can reshuffle your equity allocation, market cap allocation. Fresh money, maybe little thing it double twice. Am I right? And these are the data I'm saying. These are hard data in front of you. If you look at the indices performance, India is not the best performing market. If you look at the data, Indian Nifty 50 is up by 2.4% in 2024. Sensex 1.4. Am I right? But Turkey up by 25% with inflation of 65%. Nikkei, Japan 16.9%. Philippines 8.2%. Euro 7.4%. Despite and German likely to slow down economy and yet up by 3.7%. Am I right? Japan has gone into recession officially 2 quarters, yet up by 16.9%. So in India, Nasdaq is up by 7%, S&P 500 up by almost 7%, Dow is up by 4%. India has underperformed the broader market. We are not among the best performing market in 2024 YTD. Other markets have gone up. Probability is very high that they may also correct. I am not saying only the froth is there in the Indian market, the other markets may also correct. But right now the Teflon effect is not allowing any negative news sticking to the market. Now if you look at last 1 year performance in the Indian market, small cap is up by 67%, mid cap is up by 65%. Last 1 year, that is, today is what date? Okay, today is what? 23rd Feb. So from last 23rd Feb of 2023 till 23rd Feb of 2024, the small cap index is up by. Last year, same time, market sentiment was subdued. We had to face the banking crisis in the United States. From that level, market did extremely well. Nifty is up by 27%, Sensex is up by 22.7%, and Nifty for 200 is up by 35.7%. So in other words, everyone did extremely well in last 1 year. If I have to make this presentation in Feb 2025, do we see this kind of numbers rock solid? Probability is very, very low. Probability is very, very low. And hence, my request to all of you, be careful of what we are getting into. Please apply caution. I'm not saying you need to be fearful. But when you know the pitch is turning, you have to play and select your shots very, very carefully. If you know that the pitch is benefiting the fast bowler, it's a bouncy or uneven bounce, be careful in your stock selection. That's what the way you have to be very specific in your short selection, not stock selection, short selection. The same way you should be very, very careful at this point of time in terms of your stock selection. Am I right? And that's what my request to all of you. I know I am repeating time and again, but I am repeating in your interest. You will be managing. In PMS, we are managing on our own. So you don't have to worry about it. My worry is that your personal portfolio. And that's where I don't want you to lose substantial money. That's what I wanted to tell you. With this, let's open the floor for question answer. Dr. Sarang sir, why some stocks go down in price even after good quarterly results and why say versa? Okay, and should we increase existing portion of stocks gives good results? So, Sarang sir, Dr. Saab, So market, there is a very famous saying in the market, which I don't know whether you have heard about it. Buy on rumor and sell on news. If the market was expecting bad results and company report better than that bad results, the script will go up. Market was expecting excellent results and company come out with only good results, the script will come down. So I think it's also a function of expectation and against which what happened to the numbers. And since you are a doctor, maybe let me put it one analogy of that as this one. Suppose a patient comes to you and his sugar level was very, very high and sugar level is expected to be 9. And it comes down to, and when the result comes out, it says 8. H1B1C or something which we call it, am I right, for sugar. He will still feel happy even though the sugar is high. 8 is not a good level to have in a diabetic person, am I right? But expectation of 9, uski jagah 8 hai. When you are expecting only 7 and it came 8, then you will feel a little depressed. Something similar happened in the results also. Now your question is that should we increase our existing position if stock gives good results? It's also a function of whether this company will be able to sustain that numbers going forward. So many times the market also react to based on the commentary that post result the company do the con call. And what are they saying? Are they saying the growth to be strong or they are saying growth will get muted? And hence do not expect the same kind of numbers that we reported in the last quarter. So it's also a function of that. Then it's also a function of what's happening in the global economy, so on and so forth, what's happening in the input cost, and so it's a multiple factors. What we request everyone, please look at the score available on our website. Good result or bad result. Look at the score. If it is above 70, go ahead and buy. If it is less than 70, don't buy. Indiraji is asking what will be the direction in coming week. Sell on rise. To be very frank with you, ma'am, it's very difficult to say what can happen in 1 week. But we stated in our equity outlook 2024 that this year may not be a great year for the equity investors. And we continue to maintain that it may not be a great year for the investors. And hence, do not expect too much returns. Sale on rise is high probability, but whether it happens in 1 week, 1 fortnight, 1 month, that's very difficult to say. But yes, market is due for correction and it will come, whether we like it or not. Nagesh is suggesting us, please focus on intraday trading when the market is volatile. Sir, आपको प्रणाम मेरा. When the markets are volatile, there are higher chances that you will lose money big time in intraday trading. So my request with you with folded hands, मत करो. पैसा नहीं बनेगा चलेगा, पैसा टूटेगा वो नहीं चलेगा. And I've never been the strong proponent of intraday trading, whether the market is in bull, bear or sideways. And it's all the more reason not to be there when the markets are volatile. That's a clear cut, बोलते हैं ना आ बिल मुझे मार, वो होने वाला है. Please stay away from intraday. My request to, in fact, I told you one live example. Yesterday, one customer came to our office, not such a big portfolio, lost 20 lakhs in 2024. 20 lakh रुपया 1.5 महीने में घुमाने का. It's a crazy thing. Why do you want to do that? Suresh is saying, what will be the impact of share price of a company if the company resolves the following: to increase authorized share capital by 20% and to also go for public offer of 70 times of the share capital. See, increasing authorized capital by 20% means nothing. It's just an enabler resolution. Company may or may not go at all, but it's an enabler. and then to go for public offer at 17 times the sale capital. So it's also depends. 17 times the share capital, matlab main samjha nahi. What do you mean 17 times the share capital? Are you 17 times the price to earning, if that's what you are saying? It's also depends on 17 times in absolute value has no meaning. It has to be looked at a relative manner. Whether this company, which industry it's into, what has been the historical price to earning it's been commanding, so on and so forth. It's very difficult to, Sureshji, give, because there's nothing called one size fits all, am I right? Had the P been the only criteria, then life becomes easy. You don't need any fund, you don't need an analyst. Everyone say, अगर P इतना है तो ले लो, P इतना इससे ऊपर है तो बेच दो. Life doesn't work that simplistic manner, am I right, in equity market. So there are various functions we need to look. What is the ROE? What is the growth prospects? There are certain companies even at 100 P and people still want to buy. And there are certain companies available in P of 6-7 times and still people don't want to buy. So it's not that low P is the better and the high P is the worst. ऐसा नहीं होता है. So you need to give me the company sector and then we can say whether it's a, but 20% is not a very big that you need to be really worried about. Kishore, the markets are definitely in a bullish phase, but the unprecedented run is giving chills. What is your take? So Kishore ji, we believe market seems to be running little ahead of the fundamentals. March numbers, when it comes, you will definitely see the impact of logistic cost. And that's going to hurt the margin, that's for sure. Our view for FY 2025, that is 1st April 2024 till 31st March 2025, the growth in earnings would not be as good as what we would have experienced in FY 2024. If that is so, why should we expect market to trade at a premium? There's no reason. Am I right? Market growth GDP at 130%. Earnings growth are going to go down. Rate of interest are not going to go down as quickly as what overall consensus was. So there are challenges, am I right? And I think the food inflation is going to be a little sticky. In India, we could face a little water crisis. I'm not saying it's a gloom and doom scenario, but market will try to discount these factors eventually. Am I right? And hence we need to be wait and watch. So my suggestion would be cautious. Don't get carried away by the headline indices. Wherever we are doing, what we are doing, I must tell you that in our PMS. And if you think it makes sense for you, please do that. It's your money. You can do what you wish to do. We are moving out of small cap, moving to large cap. In mid cap, we are aggressively booking profit. Of course, with certain threshold, the script has to go by certain, but I can't disclose the threshold in public forum, but we are doing that. And that money, again, we are parking in the large cap. So overall, our exposure to the large cap has gone up. Now, despite both our strategy a little aggressive in nature, and yet we have a highest exposure to large cap as I speak to you. So you can understand what we are doing. Balaji sir is saying you had advised as a profit booking strategy to sell those stocks which are in 50 to 60 range hold and the prices are on downward trend. Which period trend we should consider? Monthly, weekly, daily trend. Also, profit booking is really tough decision. We need more inputs and advice from market. Any IP module possible? Thanks. So Balaji sir, okay, let me first answer your first part of the question. Should you look downward trend monthly, weekly or daily? I would say look at weekly and day, month. Combination of that. If both are declined, get out of it. Okay, if one of them, then have little patience and wait for more trend to get emerge. Now, we need more inputs to advise on market on an IP model. So suppose, sir, if you're holding that company in your model portfolio, we'll come and tell you when to exit from that. Am I right? So that's been taken care by based on our IP. But every stock, it's practically impossible. Why? Because there will be many stocks which would be in the region between 50 to 70. Now, based on that, we can't basically give an advice कि उसको कर लो. So then you have to basically create a module, and what suggestion I give you, nice way, anything between 50 to 60 range, weekly and monthly both are down, get out of it. Once one of them is green, then hold on till both become green or both become red. If it both become red, get out, both become green, continue to hold that company. That's the simplest way, Balaji sir. Frank is saying, could you please indicate performance Mojo PMS from inception? You can give approximate. This will help many investors, I guess. Frank sir, we have been keep giving these numbers. I think last time also you asked, and we gave the numbers. We are the best performing PMS amongst all in the month of January. Even if you look at the last 3 months, we would be among the best performing PMS in the country in last 3 months. But our journey just started, and hence, to make any sense is useless. Am I right? Why? There is no indicator. We just started in the month of July, and a lot of money have started coming in the month of August, September, October, November, and so on and so forth. So most of money has been for 3-4 months only. Majority of the money. Even though we are 6-8 months old, but most of the, because the onboarding takes little time in the PMS, am I right? So that's what it is actually. Otherwise, you go to SEBI site, all data is available in public domain. You can see our performance live, not live, but at the end of the month, because all PMS houses are supposed to declare. So it's all available. But again, I'm saying that data has no meaning. Why? Because it's just a short period of time. If you perform well, does not mean you will keep continuing performing well. Am I right? Because ultimately what matters is a period of 3 to 5 years, and that's what it basically gets you. So someone came yesterday, sir, I want to attend one of your PMS webinar to decide whether I should go to join PMS or not. How that one webinar will help you to understand you should come or not? That cannot be the matrix for you to select PMS. And that is the matrix for you to select. We suggest don't come to PMS, because that matrix itself is wrong to select the PMS. So that's why, Frank sir, you need to have the matrix will clearly defined. वो कुछ help नहीं करेगा आपको. Again, I'm telling you that we are the best performing PMS for the month of January, but that's not a good enough decision for you to take a decision. Am I right? Brad sir is saying, I beg to differ with PMS will disclosing stocks bought only at the end of the month following reasons. Stock bought are not special funds favorite are at best contra. Hence, not many are likely to buy even if it becomes known. Brad sir, one has to learn from the history. And we have learned very hard way in our infinity strategy. The moment we disclose the stocks, people have multiplied that in the personal portfolio 10x and 20x. And they can definitely do in this. I don't understand, Brad sir, but why do you want to know the name of the company? You have given us the money. We are managing the fund. Why do you want to know which company I bought or sold? First thing I must know, why you want to know? You want to know because आपको लेना है, इसलिए you want to know. But आपको लेना नहीं, how does it matter? So first thing, you need to be very clear in your mind, why do you want to know which company I bought? There is no logical reasoning. अगर आपको कुछ करना नहीं, that first anyway will be available to you after 1 month. But if you want to buy what we bought in PMS, that means if that is the purpose, then we are right, we should not be disclosing the stock. So first thing you need to decide in your mind, why I want this information. What am I going to do with that information which will help me to make the PMS? No way, am I right? And let me go to the second part. If others and more people also buy, the price will only rise and advantage to PMS. So is that the logic? Does it sound very logical? Doesn't, sir, Brad sir. We don't buy one stock at one time, am I right? It's not that, suppose if you want to buy ABC Limited, 1 lakh quantity, I'm giving an example. Are we going to buy all 1 lakh in one day? Sometimes liquidity may not be available. We are going to keep buying in a tranches. If you would have seen in your portfolio also, sir, when we bought a company It's not that we bought all the quantity of that company in your portfolio in the same day. The moment I disclose, my next purchase, which I'll be buying in your portfolio, will keep coming at the higher price. It is not in your interest that I should disclose this. Otherwise, your performance will get impacted. Someone else will get benefit at your cost. Your hard-earned money, someone else will take advantage of that. Why? Because आपका purchase cost increase हो जाएगा. Someone who is just paying a small fees but getting advantage of that. So you may not do, but someone else will do. In PMS customers, I'd like to disclose to anyone. Why would they disclose this? Sir, I agree with you. But they can buy on their own personal portfolio, am I right? We have seen that in Infinity. Many customers, Brad sir, has come and told us, yes, we were doing that. We have a live example of that. So you may not agree with us. That's fine with us, sir. But we are not going to change our policy because of this. Because our customers have really faced a hard time while buying the stock and while selling the stock in our Infinity. If we don't learn from our past mistakes, then we'll be called as a fool by people. We don't want to be called. And hence, we will never disclose this. We will disclose only at the end of the month. I have been informed that some of the PMS house disclose only at the end of the 3 months. So that's it, sir. So maybe I may not agree with you. You may differ with our point of view, but sometimes we need to agree to disagree. I think that's the best way the life can move on then. Bhargav is saying, make a webinar only on con call, where to see con call, what to see, etc. etc. Thanks. So, Bhargavi ji, whichever company you want to basically, okay. So, which company you want to see the con call? So, if you go to the BSE India, okay, let me see if I can go to, can you tell me any company, Bhargavi ji, quickly on the chat box? या उनका कुछ कंपनी बोलो ना फटाफट कोई भी कंपनी बोलो विच यू वांट टू है आमिर कुछ आया है हाँ मैम जस्ट गिव एनी कंपनी नेम ना विच यू वांट आई विल शो यू वेयर टू सर्च एंड व्हाट नहीं ओके लेट मी जस्ट इफ आई कैन सी सम कंपनी हियर Okay, so let me take one company for Oberoi Realty, okay. So I am going to BSE India site. Just can you show my screen? I am on BSE India site. You can see Oberoi Realty. Now you go on this and there is a available press release, change in management, this one, change in management, con call transcript. If you can see announcement of con call, I'll click on that. Then it will tell me, give me the complete, okay, it says click on this link. So I click on this link now. See, normally people give the complete con call transcript, but here they have not given. Okay, let me go here. So I'm going here. Okay, now you financial results आ गया वहाँ पे you select FY 2023-24 and you can see all, it's all available. Here you button down कर दोगे आपको सब साल का मिल जाएगा. But since now we are looking at third quarter, look go to the third quarter. Now there is an investor presentation. Click on that. So this is the investor presentation made by Oberoi, 22nd January. You don't want to see that, okay? And you said, okay, I don't want, but I want the con call of the company. Okay. There is a recording is available and there is a transcript also available. If you want to listen to the audio, you can listen to the audio. Otherwise, you click on this and there will be a complete transcription available of what has been discussed in that con call. You search for any company, so you can go through via bseindia.com, you can go through via nsindia.com, or you can go to respective company also. You just Google search so and so company con call for December 2023. For when March is come, put March 2000 and it will take you to that, and then you can read. Now your question was, what do we need to do? Every company will have different parameters to look at it, and then you need to be very careful. Like for example, a real estate company, you need to say what is the pre-sales happening in the real estate. That will give an idea. Chemical companies look at the price movement, what is the kind of growth volume. FMCG company, the same thing, look at rural and urban demand, and so every company will have a different kind of a matrix that you need to look at it. There is no thumb rule as such, and that's up, and it's all available in the public domain. And I urge everyone to please go to the con call, the company where you have invested. At least it will make you aware about what's happening with that company. It will make you more informed decision about that company. आपको पता चलेगा management कैसा जवाब देता है क्या. I'll tell you, sometimes I get out of a company the way management responds to the analyst meet. वो इतना confused होता है जो आदमी, वो company क्या चलाएगा सही तरह से. So sometimes con call also gives an idea about how good or bad the management is. Sometimes I've seen management absolutely rude while giving answers. And if I would invest in that company, I would say, I'd rather not invest in those companies. I'll give one classical example. There's one company which I had gone in the analyst meet. It was an IPO company. And management, when people were asking questions, management was extremely rude. बोले इसका ये तेवर है before going public. You can imagine after going public क्या तेवर होगा उसका. We had advised this company as an avoid in IPO, okay, at that point of time. And since then, this company has not done well. Paytm has been a classical example. If you remember, those who remember my words. So when Paytm got listed, and the guy was interviewed on the CNBC, and you know what Vijay Shekhar Sharma said? You people don't understand what Paytm is. Now, boss, it is your duty to make people investors aware. Now, if you think it's not, and he was very rude at that point of time while responding to the anchor. The rest is history. So sometimes it's not only what management is saying, how management is saying is also very, very critical. And hence you should listen to those con call. I'll give you another classical example. Sequent Scientific was our stock of the month. And then we went through the con call, and then we realized the management doesn't sound very clear. Sometimes transcript will not give you idea. Then you should need to listen to the con call audio. So, suno, pata chalega how good or bad management is articulating that thought process. If management looks confused, they are not very confused on the strategy, we exited based on the con call. Even though the management was sounding very positive, we did not got convinced. So I think it's not only the language, the tone of that language is also very, very critical to decide. Of course, this will come as you keep listening to more and more transcription. We have been listening to many, many years now, so we know what is happening and why it is happening. So we can figure it out कि इसमें क्या करना नहीं करना है. But I would urge everyone, instead of reading the transcription, please listen to the audio or video that is available. That will give you a lot of idea, because the tone, the way they speak, the confidence level of the management, that will give you a lot of ideas and a lot of this one. So sometimes some managements are so genuine, so honest. They will tell you, boss, हमारा अच्छा नहीं आने वाला, and they will give reason. Please stick to that management. Why? Because this management will eventually make money for you. And some companies may be doing extremely good, but their answers are little roundabout. You don't get enough conviction. Eventually, those companies will not make money for you. Get out of that company. And I distinctly recollect the CFO of a company of Paytm said, we could have priced Paytm much higher than, but we wanted to leave some money on the table for the investors. Now that statement, in hindsight, you know what happened to the Paytm, am I right? So no further comments, but that's what happens. After, I would like to express my gratitude for your guidance throughout our investment journey. Thanks a lot, sir. Since last week, I have been utilizing the MarketsMojo personal portfolio feature. I have synchronized my personal portfolio with this feature, and I must comment on you on the excellent system you have built. Thanks a lot, sir. The reports, representation, portfolio optimization, suggestion, information generated data have greatly enhanced my analytical capabilities. Kudos to you, kind regards. Thanks a lot, Aftab sir, for your kind words. Yes, we are there to give you tools which can help you to make your investment journey fruitful and rewarding. We have been doing this and we will keep doing that. And thanks for your nice word. It also helps us to motivate us with this kind of wording. हमने एक चीज़ देखा है, I've observed in my life in last 3-4 years, I have interacted with almost each and every MarketsMojo and Mojo PMS customer. And their attitude towards us is always at the extreme. Sometimes we become God for them when the things are really doing well. And at the same time, we become dog, is a reverse of God. Okay, for them when the things are not doing good. I said don't be so harsh or don't be so kind on both the sides. We are also human beings. These are the market cycle. We will perform well. We will not perform well. But overall, we will perform very well for you. Why? Because we believe in what we are. We know what we are doing. And once you know what you are doing, you know the result will always be good. The problem happens when you don't know what you are doing. Then short term, the outcome could be good, but eventually it will not be good. Am I right? So we want everyone to be the as we are kind, but don't be too harsh on us when things are not doing well. It's not that we don't want to do it. Sometimes the market is own wisdom, and sometimes we don't do well. So the God sometimes become dog also in no time. We have seen that, we have observed that, and sometimes we receive comments are so harsh that sometimes we wonder what kind of response do we need to give to this kind of. It just shows the maturity of that person. That's it. That's what we can say that. Shyam Sundar Singh saying, what are the best practice to minimize? Stock goes up after selling. Stock falls after buying. Statistically, what percent correction correlation exit between price movement before deceleration of results? Sir, I don't know what practice to minimize stock goes after selling. I must tell you, sir, based on my 30 years experience, notice single investor or a fund manager in their lifetime has not seen the movement is get out of a company and the script keep going down only. Or the investor, the fund manager invested and script going up. Practically not possible. So you need to first mentally be prepared. So what I do, if you wish to learn from my experience, you can learn. Moment you get out of a company, stop looking at that company. How does it matter it gone up or gone down? कुछ फर्क पड़ता है क्या आपको? कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. अगर वो नीचे गया तो आपको वो मेंटल सेटिस्फैक्शन होगा. अरे यार मैंने अच्छा हुआ निकाल लिया. But it also matters what you must have invested in some other company with that also gone down. तो आपका कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ ना. तो don't look at it. What you should consider on the present. Forget about the past. जो आदमी पास्ट में ज़्यादा रहता है ना, whether in stock market और लाइफ में, वो कभी अनहैप्पी रहेगा. So that's a very good learning that you need to do. I don't look at the company when I exit from that company. क्या फर्क पड़ा अभी? नीचे गया, ऊपर गया, you don't have. It's all notional loss or notional profit. Real है तो फर्क नहीं पड़ना तो फिर क्यों देखने का? And stock falls after buying, same thing. Stock falls after buying, then you should reassess the reason why you bought that company, Shyam Sundarji. If your reason why you bought that company, you should continue to hold that company. Why should you get out of it? I'll give another classical example. One company I bought at 180 or something, if my memory serves me right. The script went down to 130. 2 महीने के अंदर. Reason for me to buy that company was the same. What did I do? Did I panic? No. The same company is about 300 rupees. So नीचे जाना buying के बाद is not a bad thing. In fact, मेरा तो track record, I must tell you that also. Normally, whenever I buy a company, the script will go down. So अभी मैंने mentally prepare कर दिया है. What I've learned from this one, if I was to invest 1 crore in that company, मैं सिर्फ 20 लाख या 30 लाख ही डालूंगा उस कंपनी में. Because I know कि मैं लेने के बाद नीचे ही जाने वाला है. And I'll buy more when the script goes down. So my average cost comes down. Am I right, Shyam Sundarji? So these are all my learnings. This one. Statistically, what percent of correlation exit between price movement before declaration results? No idea, sir. I don't have any data on that. Sometimes goes up, sometimes comes down. No idea, sir. I don't have it. I don't look at it also, and I don't have a data also, sir. So I don't want to give you any wrong data, sir. Will it does it mean that you guys are moving to flexi approach for soul or power? Sir, we always been in flexi approach. If you look at our both soul and power, we never said uh, uh, we will not be, we have certain restriction there. We always been flexi cap. And that's one of the reasons our benchmark is BSE 500. Why? Because we can't keep changing our benchmark based on our every month or every quarter, every year. Once we select, it just remain permanent. And the reason why, that's why, it's always been flexi cap. Only difference between soul and power, power will not invest. Even if we believe small caps are going to do well, will still not go beyond 20% in small cap in power. But both soul and power, from day one, even in infinity case also, days also, they were always flexi cap. Because we are agnostic in terms of market cap, we are agnostic in terms of sector, we are agnostic in terms of this one. So it's always been the case. Flexi cap, always been flexi cap. Lakshmi Singh, I am not a PMS member, but I have good amount to invest in medium small cap. Should I also come out of medium small cap, move to large cap? Can you please share your... Lakshmi ji, I have suggested that loud and clear. We did that in our PMS. उससे ज़्यादा मैं आपको क्या बोलूँ? And I don't understand why you don't want to come to the PMS. आप देखो प्रॉब्लम क्या होगा, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, आपको बताता हूँ. Human emotions are such a dangerous thing ना. Sometimes you know कि खड्डा है वहाँ पे, फिर भी आप गिरोगे. उसी डायरेक्शन में जाओगे आप, और गिरोगे भी. And that's what worries me. Human emotions, you know, sometimes laziness, sometimes... I'll give you my own examples, okay? मैं पहले भी बोल चुका हूँ, अभी बोलता हूँ आपको. I was having a company called Suraj Diamond in my portfolio. Okay, and this company का promoter पे there was a fraud case been filed against this Jatin Mehta. You Google search. I'm talking about almost 10 years back or something. I still did not get out of that. मुझे मालूम है यहाँ पे रेड कंपनी का inflated numbers है, allegation put by the government and government agency. This guy was not traceable, so and so forth. Yet I did not exit. I had an opportunity to exit. Script चल रहा था, trading हो रहा था, कम भाव हो गया था, फिर भी I could exit. Today that company delisted. If this can happen with me, you can imagine what can happen with you. The way we moved out of small cap to large cap, and that's what I presented to our PMS customer yesterday, आप लोग नहीं कर पाओगे. Because ह्यूमन इमोशंस आ जाएगा. मैं निकलूँ नहीं निकलूँ, should I book profit, should I book losses? नहीं है practical possible. You need expertise in this. वो ऑपरेशन होता है ना, वो ऑपरेशन से एक्सपर्ट डॉक्टर ही कर सकता है, सर्जन ही कर सकता है. वो आपका फिजिशियन नहीं कर पाएगा, am I right? आप खुद नहीं कर पाओगे. Something similar that will happen. तो we are loud and clear, sir, लक्ष्मी जी. उससे ज़्यादा मैं आपको क्या बोलूँ कि we have done in PMS. I would suggest you to do the same thing. Khudanpur sir, what is your prediction about the outcome farmers education demanding MSP guarantee? How will it impact India's economy? Thanks. So these are my personal view, not MarketsMojo view. So please take it with the huge tons of salt. See, if you look at this farmer agitation, I somewhere feel is little unwarranted. Why I'm saying so? And their farmer protests are not only happening in India, it's happening in other parts of the world also. See, when you increase the minimum support price for food grain, who buys the food grains? The poorest of the poor person in this country also buys food grain. Am I right? सबको चाहिए चावल, सबको चाहिए गेहूं. Will he have that money to buy that? You have been given certain price, let market annex. See, unfortunately in this country, and I'm not against farmers, but somewhere we have to look at completely in a holistic manner. And this is my personal view, not MarketsMojo view. Farmers don't pay any income tax, but you and me do tax. Farmers get free electricity. We don't get free electricity. Farmers get concession in terms of agri inputs, whether it's a urea or the fertilizers, am I right? And on the tape of it, you want also MSP. See, then we will not be. See, sometimes it looks so good in the short term, it has an implication in the long run. It can increase your inflation, it can put burden on the government of India, your fiscal deficit can go up, fiscal deficit goes up. How do you fund it? If you don't fund it, your rating can go down. There are various implications. I was reading one article which says that India's water table has gone down 1 kilometer below in certain states. Why? Because electricity free में है, pump चलाते रहो, पानी निकालते रहो ऊपर. It is sustainable. So I think so we need to look at so what are the outcome? I don't know what could the outcome. It is between government and the farmer has to come to agreement. And I am of the opinion this agitation is little uncalled for. You have a reasons, go on the discussion table, resolve that. But agitating, it is more like a, and then violence happens. I think it is not something very healthy. I read that someone died, and so I've been reading that some of the tractors are so equipped that it can break the barricades and other things. I think that shows that some amount of this one. So I'm of the opinion there are many things which can be discussed across the table. I think this government has done enough for the farmers. If you look at it in terms of the kind of the benefits are available to the farmers, ureas are made available. There is a good science is available. Crop protections is available. They are also doing soil testing to help you understand which crop will do well. MSP will benefit farmers. I'm not saying no, but it could also put more burdens on the aam aadmi, that is you and me, because हमको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा whether we pay 80 rupees for chawal or we pay 90 rupees for chawal. I'm just giving an example. But the poorest of the poor will definitely pinch them very badly. Number one, it could inflate the inflation. It could increase the subsidy burden. Who is going to bear that? So I think there are, and I've been informed that some of the farmers are crorepati without having MSP. If that is so, once the MSP comes, then they will become more crorepati. So we need to look in this way. So these are all my personal opinion. I believe that yes, you should agitate, but in a peaceful manner, not in a, they should not be resorting to the violence. I think that's what, and some of the language that has been used by the farmers are also not very healthy kind of stuff. So that's what my personal opinion. So I don't see any, by putting MSP, I don't see good benefit for the overall economy. It could be beneficial to certain section of the farmers, but not all. Now we all know, like, वो क्या बोलते उसको, I don't know what is it called in this, but the agri waste get burned, and because of that, there is a lot of the fog and the quality of air goes down very substantially every winter. They've been made so many requests, so many, but everyone has a very, खुद का देखना है हर एक आदमी को. But people don't realize that so many people are becoming unhealthy because of that. The cost of the economy goes up substantially because of this. So there are things, so one has to really look at it in a very holistic manner to understand what is good for the economy, what is good for the country, what is good for the each and every citizen of this country. If people think कि मेरा ही भला हो, बाकी का दूसरे का नुकसान हो, which is not a very right attitude. Sabari Thampisari saying, so what do we do with the surplus, and if we should not make fresh investment in equities? Should we invest in bonds, FD, ETF or Mojo PMS? So Sabari said, I must tell you, there is one investor, I don't know if this investor is attending our webinar today or not. He came down to our office today. He has about 3.5-4 crore in our PMS, and he said, I want to invest 50 lakhs more. And we suggested, please put this money in FD for 3 months. We will come and tell you when to invest in PMS. Okay? But if you're in equity market, and if you wish to go to the PMS, then it's a different story, because you're moving from equity to equity. But fresh funds at this point of time, we are not advising it. And what advice I gave to that gentleman in the morning, same advice for you also. If you have money right now, have little patience, put in FD, and we will come and tell you when, if you remember in Feb 2023, with folded hands, I told you, please invest now. You read my blog. It's available on MarketsMojo website. Read the sentence there. And the rest is history. Same way will come in front of you and tell you, please invest, that time invest कर लीजिए आप. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको जो पैसा उसको डालना ही इक्विटी मार्केट में. कभी कोई पेशेंस भी काम लगता है. Vikram, I distinctly remember that your words about Paytm and then got out from company at about 30% loss, and today I'm very happy about that. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, sir, that you remember what I said at one time. So we are very consistent in terms of our thought process. We don't like. Why? Because there is a reason we don't like. It's not that we have personal grudge against anyone. And I'm happy that, sir, you had a guts to book loss at 30% loss. See, many would not have been able to do that. Vikram Singh ji, I must tell you that also. That's why I was telling Lakshmi ji also. Even मैं उसको बोलूँगा उनके पास guts नहीं होगा वो करने के लिए, because he has to do surgery. He may not have a guts to do the surgery, and still he will get stuck with that. But I'm happy that, sir, you did that. And today, sometimes you must have felt wonder also. साला गलती कर लिया 30. I would have waited, but in a hindsight, that when you look at it and you feel little lucky. So that's, I'm very happy, sir. You hit it to our advice and you did that. Rajinder sir is saying your lessons of life are equally enriching as financial analysis. Keep the good work. All the best. Thanks a lot, Rajinder sir. I'm so happy. Amir is saying, do we have questions or we don't have questions? Yeah. So let's take a few more questions then. We started also a little late. Amir बहुत जल्दी में होता है. हाँ घर पे भागना होता है. And I'm kidding, guys. Okay, Susil is saying these days EV stock, AI, EV battery stocks in flavor. Is any stock from this segment in your list? So I must tell you, so I was in the beginning of this webinar, I was saying that I was attending one event 3 days, Monday to Wednesday. I happened to listen to Maruti management. I happened to listen to Mahindra management. I happened to listen to Renew as a company which is in renewable energy, managed by Mr. Sinha, the son of Yashwant Sinha, our former finance minister. See, I think and Mahindra has gone on the record saying, by 2030, only 30% of their portfolio would be EV. Balance 70% would continue to be ICE. That is, ICE, you know what that means, okay, internal combustion engine. Maruti is also talking about hybrid. So I think EV is going to be the future, no doubt about it. But the pace of adoption may be little not as quick as what this automobile companies are. So even if they assume that they are wrong, they are underestimating the power of EV, the 30 may become 50. Now, what is the flavor? I think you need to look at some of the companies which are doing a wonderful. So remember, the leader of today in EV may not be the leader of tomorrow, because this industry is changing very, very fast. Even within the battery, I must tell you, there are new technology being developed within the battery also, and hence someone who has done good job right now may not be may not be able to take advantage of the future technology. So right now you have to be little. So my suggestion would be, instead of playing with the EV and EV battery, I think play with the ecosystem of the EV industry. Those who are putting up charging, those who are putting up this, because there they'll be able to adapt themselves very, very fast. And some of the company which I was looking at it, it was interviewing one analyst for our recruitment, and he came up with one company. When I asked him a couple of questions, he had no clue. वो company क्या करता है, क्या है, कैसे है. So sometimes the valuation they are commanding is so rich, or if that company really live up to that expectation also, still you will not be able to recover that money. That kind of valuation that company was commanding. I don't know to name that company. So be careful. Don't get carried away with that EV and story. If at all you wish to play with the people, those who are playing with the ecosystem of EV. Madhusudan ji says, this is the second time asking this question. How to get total order size of a company? Sir, sir, I think you had asked me, I think last time also. Sir, you need to go to the respective company's website, look at the con call, and look for the order size. So if I have to go for the L&T, if I can do it, okay, let me just see if I can get it. Larsen and Tobro. Investor presentation. मैं सर जा रहा हूँ आपको दिखाने. I'll just give you one so that you can then you can do it for everyone. Okay. ये एनालिस्ट प्रेजेंटेशन है. ओके, नो पनाइल यू वांट. ओके, जस्ट हमें जरा दिखाना मेरा ऑर्डर. So you go through this and then I'm just searching for order book, okay, on the L&T presentation. So it says order here. Yeah, this is the order inflow, sir. You can see that. I think every company you need to go to the presentation. This is in billion. So you can look at this order inflow, order this one, revenue, so and so forth. So you will get an idea, sir, what is the order book of each and every company. So this is all available. Of course, only job is that you need to go every company. Now the option that should we basically provide you, that we can definitely do that. Unfortunately, Madhusudanji, I have not been able to put in my slide, but maybe next Tuesday when I come in front of you, just remind me, I can ask my analyst to make it ready for you and I can present that. Alankar is saying, sir, what is the selection criteria for stock in Mojo PS? Before sir, selection of Mojo team, talk to top management of that company and also research in ground level. Please explain. No, sir. Alankar, sir. So, just any company that is above score 70, and then there are certain criteria for large cap, mid cap, it has to be in top score of that percentile. That company can become a Mojo stock. But will it become a Mojo stock? No. Then we do have an investment committee. That investment committee will look into that company and thinks, does this company deserves to be the part of Mojo stock? So that investment committee does not talk to the management, do not go to the ground research. They don't do that. They just look at the company, look at the historical desk, they have a sense of how sector is doing, what company is doing. Sometimes they also go through the con call, investment committee, and see what management is guided for. And if they get convinced, then only we can become a Mojo stock. But we don't do any secondary research. I must tell you that also. We don't go talk to the management. We don't do go to the ground level and do research. No, we don't do that. Sankar is saying, in the light of the continuous withdrawal of funds by FIs from the stock market, do you believe there is a potential of significant return of FIs? Moreover, recently news about the Jeffries Chris statement that foreign funds may be obligated to make investment. Do you foresee a substantial increase in FI investment? So, Sankar sir, in the beginning of 2024, we did predict. Do not expect the same kind of FII money that inflow came in 2023, in 2024. While we do believe for full year, the inflow would be positive, but it will not be so much as what we saw in FY 2003. We don't comment on other people's opinion. They may be right, we may be wrong. But that's our view, and we do not wish to change our view in just 2 months. There is no data inputs that has come which forces us to change our view. So again, I repeat, FI in 2024 will be positive, but not as much as what we have seen in 2023. Prakash, can we give instruction to staggered investment in new payments account to be opened with 50 lakh investment? No, sir, it is not possible. Prakash, sir, the SEBI says very clearly that you need to invest 50 lakhs, minimum ticket size. If you give us 50 lakhs, as you know that we don't take cash calls. So we will invest. The only advantage now is that we are going to invest more in large cap as compared to mid and small cap. But you can't give a staggered investment advice. It's not possible, sir. I know we will have more questions, but it's almost 8:10 now. I need to say goodbye to you all. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Again, to summarize, market does look little frothy, more in mid and small cap. Play your cards well. be sure of what selection you are doing, and if possible, do move out of a small cap and move to large cap. With this, thanks for patience listening. Good night. Take care.